Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is your tropical update for September 6th. With current watching two hurricanes, a severe tropical storm, and two areas of interest over the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, impacting areas like Baja California, Bermuda, and the like. So let's get started first with Category 1 Hurricane K, located south of Mexico, kind of west of Mexico now, making its way towards Baja California. It currently has tropical storm warnings and watches in effect for portions of Baja. We could potentially see a hurricane watch later today for the northern portion of Baja California Sur, as that is the area that juts out kind of where that S, it kind of like points right to the last S in that solid white cone there. And so that's kind of where I would expect a hurricane watch to be issued due to this storm. Tropical storm force winds likely throughout all of Baja California. Rainfall is also going to be concerned, isolated amounts of 12 inches. Current wind speed on this 85 miles an hour could increase to a Category 3. Most models now are really saying a Category 2, so I think that's probably most reasonable. Cat 2, it'll begin to decrease in strength after 2 days from now, which is before it makes its closest approach to land, which is good. And so it should continue to decrease in strength as it moves on with time. Turn out to sea and decay itself naturally, which is good news there. Category 1 Hurricane Danielle, looking like a high latitude hurricane still, nothing too crazy. Again, it's expected to continue to decay. Winds at 75 miles an hour right now. And yeah, that's kind of the deal on this one. It makes a loop over the North Atlantic and then makes its way on with life. As you can see, a very slow decay. According to the intensity guidance here, and that's what it'll continue to do. Severe tropical storm Earl, located north of Puerto Rico, still about halfway almost between Puerto Rico and Bermuda, and it's going to stay about there till maybe this time tomorrow, and then it'll start moving towards to the southeast of Bermuda. As it continues to do so, we could see tropical storm force winds in Bermuda. Hurricane Center saying about a 50-60% chance of that happening. Therefore, we could see tropical storm watches or warnings in effect for Bermuda here probably tomorrow, maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow. If they're going to issue them, it kind of all depends on how the storm plays out. Again, it's not going to make landfall in Bermuda, but it's going to make a near miss of it. We could see our first major hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season as this thing theoretically eventually becomes a hurricane. It's been taking its time in doing so. But most of the model guidance does bring it to a low-end Category 3 as it does. So we're also watching an area of interest located near Cabo Verde. That has a 60% chance of formation within the next 5 days. Decent model agreement on that. I'll show you the models here in a second. Same thing with another area of interest behind it, a few days behind the one I just mentioned. Odds at 20% chance formation, kind of we'll see exactly what happens on that one. The impact map, as you can see, Danielle's off the screen. We've upped Bermuda to a slight risk, mainly due to the potential for some severe gusty winds there, well in excess of 50 knots possible at times. Also due to K, of course, hurricane force winds possible in portions of Baja California Sur, and therefore we're at a moderate risk. Not going to make landfall though, and probably will be weakening. So I don't envision that going into the high risk at all, and rainfall's not 2 feet. So that's kind of all in terms of the impacts. Let's move on to the ensembles. As you can see, the European, almost all of them have no landfall. With K, all of them keep Earl off of Bermuda. Again, keep it off of Bermuda and that there's a landfall, but some of them take it close and some of them take it wide, so that's worth noting. You have a 2 area of its interest behind. Danielle's up at the top of the screen there. And so that's kind of the deal with that. The GFS, much the same, brings a bit closer to Baja. And if it does that, we could be talking, more significant impacts to Baja California, northern Baja California, that is. Southern Baja California probably going to have about the same impacts either way. Earl, a bit closer on the GFS to Bermuda than it was on the European. But still a wide range of solutions. If it takes that one super close to Bermuda, again, I'll take my cursor here. If it takes the one super close to Bermuda, that's not good. But if it takes the one far away, maybe a few gusty winds, and that's about it. developing a few of the areas of interest, but that's kind of all. Anyways, Kay, Earl, Danielle, those are the 3 storms we're watching, 2 areas of interest behind. That's all for now. Chris 604, Catholic Media.